3rd to be exact. They talked me into joining a board.
Yes.
Board of Selectmen, was a good guy to see.
Good evening.
Anyway. Yeah,
You're
at least, you know, I know that, you know, it's better to go on the board, less chance of.
Wow, you're really great.
Like, he's always was go crazy, you know. He did peasant bridge thing.
Yeah.
Which.
Oh, that's a rough draft, by the way, the variance that I put over there.
That's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's just, that's like the variant from last meeting that we talked about. I was working with legal on it. so.
Well, he was a bathroom clock, is every environmental people,
Yeah.
and then they walked away and just stayed the let out.
Hey Laura, can you hear us? Okay.
Executed.
I know what
2001.
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Hi, everybody.
Right.
their voices.
My voice is loud on here, isn't it?
No, it isn't.
It's actually not.
It's actually kind of quiet there.
Oh, usually when I
There it
There you
listen,
go.
There we go.
You didn't have the volume turned up.
Yeah, I had the,
We
they had
can
the
hear you now.
volume off.
I'll call. Being 7 o'clock, I'd like to open the meeting for the Bellingham Board of Health for September 16, 2025. Myself in 40 chair. Vice chair is absent tonight. Member Richard Monelli, member Deborah Bush, member Elena Almeida, health agent Dylan Labonte, and minutes clerk Laura Note. So, someone want to make a motion on the minutes of
Make a motion to approve
September
the
2nd?
Second.
All those in favor?
Fine.
Aye, opposed, abstained, so carried.
I guess the first thing
Yeah, it's
is Sheila's not here. Anyone here for 97 Janine? Anybody? Going once, going twice. All right, nobody's here. We can pass over on that one.
So we're not gonna discuss the road this time?
No, I mean, there's, unless she comes in, but
Okay,
she's not here.
so we're gonna pass over and go to the,
Keeping of animals, potbelly pigs, man.
Yeah, we can talk about the keeping of animals.
Okay.
So there's 2 items here. Do we wanna just we can do the Granite Street Farm first?
Yeah,
Just
Please
because
do.
I know everybody's here for it.
okay, fine. Yeah.
Um,
do that.
So, to give the background, basically, as you guys know, with our new livestock keeping of animals regulations, anyone wants to keep horses, they have to come before the board for a hearing, for the number of horses they would like to keep. Sorry, I'm trying to find, here we go. That is essentially really the purpose of this hearing tonight.
question. How many, tables, how many horses are they capable of holding right now over an evening?
Correct me if I'm not wrong. Is it elite? It was, how many stables do you have? Is
We
it
had
20?
19 stalls, but then they knocked that 4 stall shed row.
So yeah, roughly 20. Okay.
Okay. So they can, it's a several acre parcel. It was at one time a horse farm. They used it for boarding and for training and stuff like that. It was closed, want to say a few years ago. It's occurred before my time, so forgive me, I don't know the exact timeline. They are essentially looking to reopen. They have a tenant and they're looking to reopen the farm for essentially horse boarding and training again. So that's basically what we're here today, is to hear them for their keeping of animals permit to establish the number of horses that would, if we allow it, be allowed on the property. And, that's pretty much
Yeah,
it.
if I may.
Yeah.
I'd like to make a motion that we allow them to have 20 horses, I mean, that capability of holding 19. In the event that they have a show, I'd like to give them a couple more horses.
One other good question, do we have a waste management plan for them?
It's already in here.
Okay, good.
Waste management plan is already
Yeah,
included.
good, okay.
It's already in the packet, so that was one of the other important things.
Sure, turn to that.
Motion on the floor.
It's also, yeah,
A motion on the floor.
oh, sorry.
Second.
Okay,
Motion.
any other discussion? Elaine? Okay, Okay,
All those in
call for a
favor?
vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, so carried. Okay,
Any other questions on any of the animals for the farm while we're here?
How many other animals do you have?
We have the chickens.
I have 20 hens and I have
Got one laying hens,
okay.
7 goats, 3 pigs and an alpaca.
and you're disposing of the waste product of these animals properly.
All goes
Which
with
is
the
that?
horseman.
It's in, yeah.
Yeah, she's got our manure plan. I can just read it right here.
Fine, that's fine.
Manure and bedding from all of the stalls, manure from excise turnout lots, so that is both the stalls inside, anything outside, and I'm assuming the animal pens as well. Shall be collected and stored in a 3-sided concrete bin. Once that bin is full, the manure will be moved off-site to a composting site in Millis. This is straight from, Brian, I'm gonna butcher the last name, Dimitri, right? Close enough? Who is actually the property owner, who is leasing it to these wonderful folks here.
Okay.
So,
The amount we're giving this to the farm, right?
Right.
We're giving this to the farm now, so this isn't gonna come back to us later, again, like when if she decides to move and
Right.
Johnny comes up and says, I want 15 horses, he ain't gonna have to come before us and say, I wanna put 15 horses.
Well,
I
Okay,
think
but-
they would,
they would, yeah, they would.
they would,
This isn't
because
gonna-
the permit is hers.
Okay,
Permit is hers.
It's
It's
not,
fine, yeah,
because
it's fine,
she's
fine.
technically the business owner and operating the,
Okay.
so the permit is hers. So you have the permit for the 20 horses
Right.
on the lot.
Right.
And,
but the farm is still a farm.
yes,
It's still a farm, but what happens is if any.
it's not an agricultural farm.
Any new leaseholder or leasee,
There's,
Would need
it's,
to-
it's an animal farm, agriculture, turnover, production
Okay.
occurring. I've been down on the property a couple times before. I've been there actually before, this was even came to fruition. I know for a fact, there's no food production going on there.
Okay,
So,
I'm good.
okay.
okay,
Yeah, you have your permit.
Thank you. You're welcome.
that's that. So that's the 8 Granite Street. So you have your permit. I'll talk to you in the morning. Or actually, why don't you give, I don't know if I have your number. Do you wanna, cause this is recording, you can call me in the morning? Okay, whatever's better. I was gonna say, just-
Call me.
yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, get your fine, right? Yeah, I was gonna say, if you just wanna give me your contact info real quick, I'll reach out to you.
774-765-9192.
Alright, I'll contact you in the morning with like how we gotta work through the paperwork and stuff. Also, of course, no
Thank you,
problem.
guys.
Good luck with the farm.
Okay.
Thank you.
So the other part of this that we have is potbelly pigs and miniature horses. Are those folks here?
I'm here for Potbelly Pig.
Potbelly pig,
Okay.
okay, all right. So, my understanding, forgive me, I forgot your name. We spoke.
Alicia.
Alicia, Alicia and I were speaking, a little while ago. She's looking to move into town from Woonsocket. Have you,
Upgrade.
have you located, a house yet? Have you figured out where you think you're gonna move
Well,
or?
my house went on the property, on the market last week, so I only just started looking.
Totally.
So that's why I said only because right now the market is you buy, you purchase right away. And I didn't want to get into something and then find out differently without asking about the pig, because when I moved to Woonsocket, the same thing I asked, and they said as long as it's a pet, there were no limitations.
Okay.
So that's what I'm inquiring
So
is.
this would still be a livestock.
So basically, because of the way our regulations are written, it would be lumped into the livestock,
Okay,
but she's
fine.
really keeping him as a pet, my understanding, again, jump in if I'm wrong here.
Okay, fine.
But
How many?
one pig, 11 years old, he's in his end of life care. They're really more so just trying to take care of him as a pet and
Fine.
make sure that he like kind of gets his last years in a good home.
That's fine, yeah.
So I would
We
say,
would have no problem.
I would say we would have no problem with that as far as,
Motion?
Yeah, make a motion.
I
yeah,
make a motion, if you do come to town with your pot belly, you're all set.
Thank
Well,
you
then
very
you can
much.
keep it till.
Question.
yeah, go ahead.
Are there like parameters around it? Like, does it have to be a fence? Does the pig run around? Like that sort of thing?
Well, so right now, he has a bedroom in the basement,
Oh,
because he sleeps on a mattress and blankets. And he's like a dog, We have doggy doors in the house. He does have a house outside, in the backyard. My backyard is all fenced and I also have a separate area. He has free roam of everything, but if I have visitors over and we have a fire or anything else, he goes in his penned area where his house is and he's got a penned area. So,
I think the only thing that I would just
Waste.
notate, yeah, is just making sure that the waste management is good, that you're maintaining it, that you're, you know,
so now
Properly
what would
cleaning it
the
up.
laws be on that? Cause like right now, I use, eco-friendly bags and I bag all of my animals' waste and I get rid of it that way.
that's fine,
That's fine.
Okay,
that's fine.
What we did want was, we had a case up in the acres, you're not familiar with that, 8,000 square foot lots.
Lots
the
of pigs
person
not
bought
cleaning up,
Tiny pig,
it was
and
very
then it
messy.
grew to 300 pounds, and they had two of them. And there was, and they had a goat and something else. Anyway, all the sewage was running under the fence into neighbors' yards. And, we said, you gotta get rid of them immediately.
yeah.
And then, we told her, why don't you just have some slaughter them? And she said, well,
It's a
I
theory.
didn't really wanna do it, but I said, well, it's either that or you're gonna have to have it removed. And because
I had
the
one
animal
other
control
clause
comes
there.
out to look at it, mass cruelty to animals,
Okay.
she said, this whole place is,
Yeah.
even though the animals look like you're fine, it wasn't set up to be.
Okay.
So,
Whatever.
The other thing is, so we got so the waste plan, that's good.
Yeah.
We're maintaining that. The other thing is, I would say, just because it's a general thing, we run into this issue a little bit with chickens. I would try to, similar to what you're already doing, get a fenced yard, just keep them on your
I was
property.
gonna say, it's definitely a fence yard and he's all vetted. He has his
Yeah.
rabies. He gets all the shots, even though he doesn't need them.
Right.
I think really just the emphasis would be, and this goes for any animal,
Any.
keeping of animals
We don't want
permit, is just, you need to make sure you keep them on your yard, that's really it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
My question was, are you gonna maintain the same, basically the similar setup you have right now?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'll second your motion.
Alright.
That was the discussion. Okay, all those in favor? say
Aye.
Aye,
Aye.
opposed, abstained, so carried.
Good luck.
Thank you.
You have
All right.
permission. Dylan, you can give her something in writing and
Yeah,
that works for that.
why?
It's not an official permit, right, or is it? You want- We can do it.
I mean, if we wanna do an official permit, we can.
Do you want me to just, if I get into a property in Bellingham, I can certainly give him a call or I can come here to get something.
Yeah, why don't you just do that?
Yeah.
When you find something, give me a ring, we'll take care of it.
Yeah.
Even if it's just writing a note or something, I just wanna make sure
But it's-
you're taken care of on
You're
the
not
paperwork
public
side.
minute, so there's a record of that. It's been approved, so.
Okay, thank you very much.
Of course, that's all set.
Okay, next is what, minutes?
Real quick, we're gonna actually go back,
Okay,
Back. Okay.
because I believe the folks from Janine are here,
Okay.
so we're gonna go back to that real quick.
Okay.
So. Basically, the issue is, it's that we've talked about it before, they're still experiencing rodent issues. So that was why they requested to come before the board tonight to kind of talk to us about it, so. I guess,
Who's speaking? On behalf.
We talked a couple times.
Yeah,
Sheila Elliott, I live at 97 Janine Road. And, we've talked several times, lived here, moved in 2005, until about 2 years ago. It's disgusting, like to sit out back on your patio, I have a slab house, and all of a sudden, boom. You mentioned chickens, I know you wrote regulations and things, but who's looking at the chicken coops and doing this if that's the problem? And then I know you said there's a lot of abandoned houses or kind of stuff, so who's looking at that in the past 2 years? Because this is, the other night, we cooked burgers on the grill, and I go to open the slider to just put the cover on, and good thing I shut the slider behind me, boom. And they're big, it's
Yeah, they're rats.
disgusting.
Yeah,
They're wood rats.
Yeah.
Actually, you're not the only one that has them in town.
yeah.
It's actually Massachusetts right now in this area. And, because I own properties in different towns, in Blackstone. There's, you call the Board of Health, if you wanna call, and they'll tell you that it's just a problem that's happening right now in Massachusetts. I don't believe anybody knows what to do with them, other than put out stuff to kill them. Okay, make sure children don't be harmful to the neighborhood, cats or animals. Or you can hire a professional guy to come out and do your project, do your bidding. The town, I don't believe is responsible for it, even though we pay taxes. And understand how I'm including myself in this. Even though we pay taxes, I
Right.
don't believe that the town has to have my
I'm
yard.
not asking you to pay my, I don't have
I'm
a.
just trying to put a thing, because I'm.
Yeah, I've been dealing with it for 2 years now with Dennis. So my thing is, if it's chicken coops, who's been looking at the chicken coops the past 2 years? Who's to say, like, my neighbors don't have them? Do you know what I mean? But who's to say, let me just finish first, and I apologize. Who's to say, who's going over to, I mean, the time you said you went and you looked to make sure the roosters. What about how many chickens, like to look and make sure the coop's clean? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going around the neighborhood. I think that's the Board of Health responsibility. That's what I'm asking. So
Well, maybe-
doing that, I'll kill the rats and do whatever, but you have to do what you're supposed to do.
When I get a complaint, if I'm asked to go out, I will go out. Okay, I don't, you call me and say it's number 14, it's good.
I don't have time
I'm
to
just
go out.
saying,
That's not my
well,
job.
Well, I run a full-time job. I
I
don't
do
have,
too.
I don't have
But
time to go
so
out.
who oversees it?
That's what we have Dylan for.
Right.
And now I'm gonna put you under the bus like always, but if you look at Dylan's the guy you would complain to. Dylan would then take his vehicle and go out there, take a look at what's going on, and if he sees that there's a problem, then he will issue a warning, which will eventually go into citations and fines.
So 2 parts to it. Number one, again, I've talked about this before. One of the main issues that we have is as far as the permitting goes, we have a select folk who are good about permitting. Those folks who are good about permitting are the folks that are getting regularly inspected. And what I mean by that is when someone pulls a permit and I know that they're there, I make an effort to go there at least once this calendar year. That is the minimum requirement. In that same breath, I know animal control as part of their yearly required inspections is if you have any sort of animals, even though it's technically our permit, they also are responsible for doing a barn inspection. Now, there have been several times where I have been called out to calls and they have been complaints similar to what's been expressed, where it's been, issues with the coop, cleanliness, they're not getting taken care of. And I will say, I make an effort every single time that those issues are what's brought up, that I bring animal control with me. Because I will also attest that I'm not a chicken expert. I don't know everything about them. I don't necessarily, I mean, the average person knows cleanliness and dirtiness, but I may not know as well as the average chicken keeper. So I bring them along, and so it's both me vetting it, animal control vetting it, and ultimately, it gets back to the same issue where there's only a select few folks who are permitting. So we're relying back to people either snitching on their neighbors when they hear chickens or see chickens, or I'm driving around and I stop and I manage to, when I'm flying by a property going 25, that I can see them and slam on my brakes and jump out of the car and get them
Check
chickens
on-
and check on them.
Right.
So the other part of this too is that, and why we were pushing so hard to implement these regulations, is that on top of you offering to go out and do these, the girls in the office have already offered to go out and literally do these inspections for me, because I've expressed to them that my issue, and we can talk about it several ways, is that I just don't have enough time in my day to get out to these. They're important. They need to be looked at.
Right.
Obviously, we have folks here that are talking about it, that it's affecting these folks.
Right.
So that's why we implemented a $25 keeping of animal fee on permits. And that fee is to cover a $10 inspection cost that goes straight to those girls who do the inspections on their own personal time.
Okay.
That hasn't started yet, because I'm getting a little bit of pushback from downstairs, because I need to then establish a revolving fund
Right.
for said $25 fees to go into to pay them out of, just like we have for tobacco and food.
Yeah,
So currently, any fees that are going in are going straight to the general fund.
okay.
So that's a separate issue. Either way, what I'm trying to explain is we have we have the backbone set. We have the regulations now. We have the inspection. We have the folks implemented. It's just, I think the other thing is too, is spring and fall are the seasons that mice and rats pick up. Because during the summertime, that's when, they're out and about in the woods. Spring and fall is when it's when they're coming out of the cold and they're trying to find a place to live. Or in the fall, especially now, they're trying to get into people's houses so they don't die freezing out in the middle of the night. So this is also a very difficult time of year as well. And I want to also point out that this was the exact same time of year that we had the same conversation, which kind of proves my point. So there's a lot of factors here that are causing this issue. And ultimately, going back to what you said at the beginning, this is a Massachusetts issue. I mean, I don't know if you guys know this, but like I put out so much rodent information that I've gotten calls from other boards of health asking me for rodent information because it's affecting everyone. I'm now educating folks because of how much I've dug into this issue. And you're right, it's not an easy answer. It's not cut and dry, and we're really doing everything that we can.
Okay.
You know, House 97,
I'm just suggesting, maybe, you know what I mean, like you're saying to go look around and you don't have the time. I don't have the time, I'm not gonna go peeking around, I have better things to do with my life. But maybe could just like, that the Board of Health is here to help you, anonymously call, if you're having radish, could you please call us, give us your address, so we can go check in the area for chicken coops.
I have
If you could shed out a,
question for you.
Yep.
What proximity is the coop?
I don't have a chicken coop near.
Oh, not
I-
yours, but the one that you mentioned.
They say there's one on Yvonne, and then I know you had said you dealt with somebody on
There's one at the top
Mason or
of
something?
Vaughn,
Bruce, that's an issue or something.
I honestly, I don't even know off the top of my head. I
I
know
was gonna
that,
say-
just
I
didn't
know
know if it
that,
was-
Next street over.
Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know if there was like one right next.
No, no, no.
You were, okay.
No.
So Dylan, how many
But
are
there
there
is one.
roughly? Just one net neighborhood?
in that
Permitted.
neighborhood,
Not permitted. Are there any illegal?
permitted in that neighborhood, I would say at least 3 or 4
Okay,
can I get the address?
okay.
of the. of
So
those
that lady behind
Yeah.
you,
Well, that was part of my question is, one is how many permitted chicken coops are in the Weathersfield area?
Yeah,
And the other one is, what is the regulation for how many are allowed? Are neighbors right next to each other allowed to have them or?
there's, as long as you have less than 9.
nope, timeout.
Go ahead.
So,
Depends on lot size, excuse me.
based on lot size.
Based on lot. size.
So, I'm just gonna go general here, because a lot of Weathersfield, there's a lot of these cookie cutter 10,000 square foot lots, so let's call it 10,000 square feet, right? An acre is 40,000.
Right.
So you're looking at a quarter of an acre. If you look at our regulations, now that they are based on acreage.
Right.
I believe the number for the total number of chickens that you can keep on a quarter acre lot is up to 4. Now, those folks who are permitted, if they had more than 4
Prior to the regular.
prior to the regulation, they are grandfathered. What that means though, let's say let's say I live on a 1 acre lot or a quarter acre lot, and I have 6 chickens. One of them dies. I can't get another one. Another one dies. Now I'm down to 4. I'm under the cap, done. Now I
You're
can't go
saying
over the cap.
Technically, almost every house could have a chicken coop with 4 chickens. You would
Permitted.
allow that.
Technically,
Yeah,
Permitted.
by permit.
Depending
By
on the
permit,
size of
yeah.
the lot.
I mean, we would,
A lot of chicken.
It is, yeah.
You said there's about 3 or 4, right? Because I would, just from the sounds of things, I would think there's a lot more than that.
oh, I mean.
Just when you're out walking, you know what I mean, like you.
Well, that's the other issue that we were discussing, is like I said, there's 3 or 4 permitted.
Permitted. yeah.
You and I
We
both
don't
know
know
that that's
what's
not the
not.
answer.
Right.
There's
So
more.
that's why I'm suggesting maybe you guys shout out on the Weathersfield page on Facebook or on Facebook. and
Yeah,
what else
We
you
can
put
do
it.
that.
I mean,
You know what I
another
mean?
thing,
Like,
another thing that I was thinking we could do, I mean, I think I'd have to talk to Joe about it, cause I don't know if it would be using like. Maybe it's abusing like the technology, but I found out with those code red messages. That you can actually like specify them to an area on a map.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So I could also send out a code red message, something along, and specify it to like the Weathersfield area.
Okay.
If that would help, because I think maybe we could do two-parter on one. I think maybe mentioning on the rodent side of things to remind folks that we have a rodent report software.
Right.
So that way folks can get a report in and I can find out where rodent activity is and without bogging down phone lines. They can literally go right online, right to the Board of Health website.
Right.
And if you go to the Board of Health website, there's a little tag that says rodent information. You click on it, there's a rodent. If you've seen a rodent reported here, you click on that. You put your information, I get an email sent directly to me. And I can address that then. The other thing is I think maybe to that part. Maybe we say. We remind folks, if you have chickens, they need to be permitted and that if you aren't permitted, that we will be. Removing your chicken,
Correct.
because that's the other part of it. Let's say you're not permitted and you have over 4 chickens, we're removing them.
Would there be a fine associated with that?
Yes. I don't know the fine schedule off the top of my head.
But the point is, we're gonna remove them because you're supposed to get a permit.
Right, but if you say there's a fine, it might make somebody.
And initially, when we
Yeah.
had the bylaw.
The $25 permit,
regulations,
and the fine is at least at minimum 4 times that.
so what we did initially was, we just wanted to have a regulation. And those that came in permitted their, whatever the number of chickens, it was up to 9. There's no fee, but then at a meeting, we said, we're using a lot of Dylan's time. And 25 hardly,
Yeah.
you know,
So,
covers
I
that.
just think that if they're permitted, people may be more apt to clean up after them and take
Correct.
care of them, so.
I agree.
So,
Like you said, he goes out, but animal control goes there.
yeah,
Their sole thing is, they're there to look and see if the animals aren't clean, if the pens aren't proper space, it's considered abusing an animal. In Massachusetts,
what's your question? Elaine? Okay. go ahead.
Together, I wasn't here, last fall, is that, Sheila has these rodents and you're thinking that the chickens are part of the issue?
I didn't know, I was just honest, the first time I reported it, we had a guy across the street who was kind of a hoarder, he passed away and been in the house or whatever, but, it was around after he passed, so it was like, all right, they're cleaning out, disturb something. But then people in the neighborhood, like on the Facebook sites, writing like, oh, up in so-and-so, 2 dead rats, look what my dog got. You know what I mean? And they're all the way at the top of the neighborhood.
Okay.
So I mean, so it doesn't make sense that Rob's house.
Was the whole problem.
yeah, right,
I live on Clarence Road.
okay.
As far as I know, there aren't any chicken coops. I know that seems to be the big topic with the chicken coops. I have rats all summer. They're just running all over my backyard. As far as I know, like I said, I don't think there's any chicken coops, so I can't blame it on that. I just thought maybe the reason I came is that you would have some suggestions other than the chicken coop. I know you say hire somebody and everything, but it actually seems to be, it's a big problem in Weathersfield.
Yes.
But I have read all over town.
Yeah,
Right.
So
I
don't know if it was Hopkinton or something. Somebody, well, they wrote a thing because of the rodent side.
yeah.
yeah.
It's terrible.
Totally.
But they were trying, the town was trying to solve it by maybe, giving, shots to make them fertile or.
Oh,
putting
the birth
stuff
control,
control.
yeah, so I mean, I will say, at one point, I actually did bring that up to Dennis and he kind of shot that down fairly quick and was like, we don't have the money for that.
Right.
As far as your specific question, I would say, let me give you my contact information, and I can get you some information.
Yeah.
I have all of that, information that you're looking for, all of that is,
Yeah, well, okay, because maybe there's something I hadn't seen. I think I read something, I don't know if you put it on the website,
yeah,
about what to do, you know, don't feed the birds, don't do
Yep.
this, don't do that.
yeah,
My son does feed the birds, but he has cut way down and he buys a specific seed that's, I don't know, doesn't track them or something.
yeah,
But I know they're not just in my backyard, as you know, the houses are all together. The first time I saw them was a couple of years ago.
Mhm.
And they were running back and forth under the fence from my neighbor behind me. I'm sure people all around me have them. I mean, they're not just feasting in my backyard. And I'll sit on the patio, I'm out, feed her out and whatever, they just run right by me. You know, babies, big ones, little ones, medium-sized ones. And this has actually been going on for a couple of years. And they are out in the summer. I've seen them in the winter, not as many,
yep, yeah.
you know.
But it's during the day too.
The what?
It's not like just at night.
No,
Like I've seen it, like, you know what I mean? Like I'm reading and something caught my eye and it was disgusting.
yes, it's all day long.
So what do the pest people do if they hired someone?
Put out traps. Yeah.
I had a suggestion.
Yeah.
Yes. I thought maybe teaming up with animal control on feral cats. Spay, neuter,
Yeah.
tracker,
Oh,
where else are these cats gonna go?
right,
They're gonna be euthanized.
Yeah.
yes.
So I mean, they make like little boxes, I'm sure you could get tons of people that would donate time, boxes, insulate them, put them out there with them in the woods, you could put trackers on the cats. I mean, of course, there's money that's gonna go into this, but the amount of money is gonna be,
It's worth looking into.
yeah.
I feel stupid for not thinking of that, that is actually.
Can I just say, they did that in Israel. They
Actually-
they brought cats in, and if you go to Israel, there's cats everywhere, because they brought, and now they're implementing to sterilize the cats. Brought cats
Yeah.
everywhere.
We have two barn cats for that reason. When we came in, they hadn't had horses there in a while. I thought, man,
Yeah.
when you have horses, where you have chickens, where you have animals, you have rats. It is what it is. I mean, raindrops on the ground, if for something gets swept out for some reason, manure, I mean, there's always gonna be a rat, but if you have cats. I mean, my cat is so proud of himself for ripping their heads off.
Oh, yeah, they love it, they love it,
He's the king.
yeah.
So
Great idea.
I would certainly rent him out. Yeah, he's very proud of himself.
Yeah.
Of
Okay,
course,
now,
I
a job.
don't go outside, so.
Oh, gee.
But maybe if one came inside.
Yeah, you're covered, you're covered.
The other thing that we had a year ago, we had problems at North Main Street, the plaza, because some of the businesses were throwing a lot out. Some of the businesses were throwing food over the banking, which is not the plaza's property, it's the railroad property, in any event. And when the river floods and then drops down, the rats come out and they go all up Main Avenue and a few other places. But anyway, we stopped the people who were, how do I say it, dumping fat all over the place. Couple went out of business because they left their fat in drums. Fire department caught a hold of that and then the board of health went on. But about a year and a half ago, remember we went to Easy Street and Douglas Drive? There was a person who, the lady across the street was very good at that. She photographed a bunch of cases where he kept throwing his trash, instead of putting the barrel out and sealing it, you're only supposed to have it out there a short period of time
Oh.
when the trash is picked up. But anyway, he was also throwing food out the back of his window because he was losing the house due to what a kind of mortgage, couldn't pay the mortgage. So I don't assume at that point, when you mentioned abandoned houses, we have someone living in a house or not living in a house that's supposed to be there
Then,
and obviously feeding rats.
so, I guess
Hope that's-
with that, I think like. Does anyone have any other comments that they wanted to make? I think, go ahead, sorry.
Okay. We're gonna stop bashing chickens. I agree, they have to be kept, I agree with the permit thing, and you're right, I think people are going to be more responsible if they have to have a permit, and that you go out there and check on them. I love my chickens, I have chickens, I love it, I don't know, when do we start that, going by acreage, because when I look, when you came out, I looked at it and it said.
That
10,
was-
You could have up to 10.
That was,
The end of May, right? Last year.
I wanted to say,
This year.
it was this year. It was,
Okay, so.
yeah,
All right,
your grandfather.
Okay,
You already, cause I know we went out, you're already permitted, so you would be in that boat where you can keep your chickens. Unfortunately, I'd have to double check and do the math and see how big your acre is, but it would be like. Whatever the max number would be.
If
you
you're
lost
looking
the
to die
top,
down to that, that's your
then
number.
that would be the number.
all right, let me just say one thing. There's a lot of factors that go into this rat problem. I'm very clean, you've been out there.
Oh, yeah.
My chickens like they're my salvation right now, because I've been through a lot with COVID, and they bring me a lot of joy. And if I had to get rid of my chickens, I'd probably move out of Bellingham. If you have to keep them clean, obviously. I have not had a problem with rats. I can be honest. I have hawks, everything in my backyard too, so I have to worry about this, but I think that's maybe another reason why I don't
Yep,
have them. Owls back there.
yep.
But I do keep it clean, and people should be responsible and keep them clean. But there are other factors that have been going into this. The building, we're taking away the deforestation around all over Massachusetts, all over the country. It's horrible. And where are they gonna go? I never saw a coyote growing up, or a fox, or the rabbits that I see now. Where are they gonna go? They're everywhere. Those horrible, mangy coyotes that I've been seeing, but I have more of a problem with those right now running through my yard.
I've heard of coyotes walking down the middle of the street.
They're awful. They're
and-
awful.
and Like the Scott Hill Acres, and I'm like,
They're
Like,
bad. They're
people were
everywhere.
worried about like going on walks with their
Right.
dogs, and I'm like,
And we have reports every day on the Weathersfield thing. Oh, report about you walking down,
They
Main
walk
Street.
down the street all the time.
They don't care. There's
And
no
other
fear
people
anymore.
was walking, I wonder if you wanna,
So-
I've lived in my house in Weathersfield 57 years.
Mhm.
I had never seen a deer walk down the
Right?
street.
Yeah.
But we're
Or,
taking their homes
coyote.
away. Where are they getting this?
and
Same
I
thing with the
totally
rats.
agree with you, because we had chickens many years ago. No rats. I mean, so why are they here? I totally agree. They have no place else to go. But
Those units over in, what is it?
it just,
They're right down the street here.
Yeah.
I mean, and then I read a whole article, because I've been researching this too about the rat thing. And listen, if I had a rat running through I would go ballistic. I don't do rodents. I have more of a problem right now with these chipmunks that are burrowing all over my house. I mean, they're
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Rats,
True.
they're
I've heard of that too. I've had a
they're
lot of
everywhere.
people.
They're
Yeah.
Tomatoes, they're gross. And I mean, and like I said, there's holes all over my
Oh, I have
lawn from
holes.
those things.
Okay.
I
and
hate
I have a rock garden with all
So
these
it's all
stones.
these animals.
Yeah, no, I
They
think,
go in and out.
if I could just say, I think people have whatever they want, you know what I mean? But the only reason I went is I was told it was chicken coops by Board of Health, you know what I mean, when I went? So it was like, okay,
It was a
so,
coop that
so
was,
what do you do? Yeah, so it was just like, so what do you guys do for the regulation? That's all I'm asking, just to,
But I mean,
what's
if you
the
go to Weathersfield,
regulation?
people are.
and now it seems like, cause I thought, like I said the first time, I thought it was the guy, but like the abandoned houses, there's a lot in Weathersfield of houses that are kinda, has anybody looked at those? Do you mean, I walk and I see every day the same house with trash bags on the windows? Do you know what I mean? Like, for years. Is anybody looking at that? Like, that could,
But they are I mean, it's.
Oh,
not
yeah, I
just
agree,
here,
but I'm
all
just
over the
saying, like,
state. I mean, I know Walden.
who's
did the
following up
same.
on it, or we can't report everybody, and I'm not
As
gonna,
far
but.
as far as the good thing is with the abandoned houses and stuff
Yeah.
like that, a lot of that used to be me, but. It's zoning. really.
It's
But
zoning.
actually, and the good news is, I really wish Rick was here tonight.
Yeah.
Because Rick, one of our board members, the only guy who's not here tonight, actually recently took up a role where he assists with zoning violations. And so those particular issues are literally right up his alley. That's what he deals with every single day, cause he kind of came in to lighten the load on Tim and I
Right.
from the building side. Of like, we kept getting reports that we would have to go out to that were simple zoning complaints
Yeah.
that now Rick can take care of for us.
Right,
So
and
as
he did.
far as those, I think abandoned houses, unkept houses, trash, refuse in the yard, anything like that, that's Rick all day long. So I think in the other good thing is too, I just got him hooked up with some really good mapping software. So, people can't hide behind fences anymore. So, I think sicking Rick on Weathersfield will make a huge difference. I think that, I really, really love that idea with the feral cats. I'm gonna reach out to animal control about that literally tomorrow morning. And I guess that's pretty much all I have on that.
Just one
I don't
more
know,
thing.
yeah, we can wrap up with
Oh.
this, so.
I'm on Grove Street, your favorite place, your favorite place.
Yep.
There's thousands, hundreds of thousands. When I used to work there and I was out at night in the chicken coop, the floor would move.
Oh, my God.
There's a shed across from the chickens, they're all underneath there. And under the chickens, like that, where that barn is out back. When I tell you hundreds of thousands, like, I've never seen probably where you're, yeah, the floor would
Oh,
move.
my God.
But that's definitely. Need this day.
Well, I've been there several times and I've managed to not see one,
Go at night. Go at night.
but I go in the middle of the day for a reason.
Oh,
yeah.
So,
Go at night.
that's terrifying. Awesome.
terrifying.
Okay,
Okay,
um,
so wait, I guess basically, Dylan will look at, Rick will look
me
at.
and Rick are gonna look into the houses
Animal
in
control
Weathersfield.
and Dylan will, make some inspections, let's say, and see if
Yeah.
we can find.
And I'm
More
gonna,
illegal
I'm
ones.
gonna start on this feral cats thing, I think that's one of the best ways that we can get an active force out there to like do something about this, cause we can't, like, what am I gonna do? We'll go out there in like my suit and like poison them, like, I can't, like, so, yeah, so, I think that pretty much wraps up that, yeah. Thank you all for coming.
Yeah.
And I guess if you need to, feel free to give me a call in the morning if you have any
Yeah.
questions or anything. My contact info, if you don't already have it, you can grab my card on the way out. It's
Yeah,
in
there's cards
the,
out there for
it's
you.
in the front of the inspectional services window. So, yeah,
Okay, thank you for coming.
thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the meeting. I mean, you can stick around if you really want.
No, I
to.
get, I have to go to work, right?
Oh, good. No, we have some other,
I
like,
did want to ask you a question about that, so.
Yeah. give me a
I'll
ring.
give you a call.
Yeah, give me a ring, Tom.
All right, thank you very much.
Something you said about, I don't know if you wanted my contact or you wanted.
Let me give you my.
Obviously, anybody's not. Just a part of town, or different, yeah.
It's part of town, yeah.
I didn't live here that long.
It was built by Campanella in the 60s, 58, 60. It's, over, when you're going up, you'll see Caroline Drive, Paul Drive, you go across from, the Charles down the hill. That's all. Well, you know where the Charles apartments are? On North Main Street. North Main Street's after the light at 140 right here. You go all the way up there till you hit Hartford Avenue.
Okay, that's the one that.
When you get to the woods where there's going to be big buildings one of these days, they're all pine trees. There's Caroline Drive. Way, way before that, when you're coming up the hill, there's High Street, the opposite side, Hall Road. If you go down there, all the girls' names were named after his daughters or whatever. There's Janine, there's Ruth Ellen, there's Anne Marie, there's everything. And then they run out to Hartford Avenue through Westminster and, Nason Street. So,
Oh, I thought Mason Street. was
Mason Street.
Franklin.
no, well, there are many streets with the same name. But Nason Street off of Hartford Avenue drops into the acres. Everything drops into the acres.
This one we built.
Huh?
Make a motion that we pay.
No, not yet. We're gonna do, rest of the stuff. We got water line permit.
Do we do that without the inspector here?
Yeah, we know, we're
Well, that's
pulling
it,
this
to
permit
pull the
tonight.
permit.
That's what we're doing.
Well, who is that?
Borderline, they were told to come in
That was
tonight.
this tattoo place or whatever, they've never opened.
No, it's a tobacco shop.
Tobacco shop, they
Yeah.
never opened.
They're the
The
one,
one that's in South Bellingham?
yeah, that thing,
Used to be Gagner's Insurance.
yes. And then it was some other name, then it became this one. And then when we said you were not gonna have kratom shakes, he said, well, and then he was supposed to open. Like, Rick came on the board, he was supposed to open. He was told 2 meetings ago to show up. He never showed up. So Rick said, hey, next meeting on the 16th, he forgot about his wife's anniversary. He said, we need to pull that permit. So we'll drop.
Abstain from it.
Huh?
I would abstain from it,
Okay, fine.
as a client.
Okay, fine. That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
That's why I wanted to make sure.
That's fine.
What?
In this one?
Karen?
Yes, yes.
That's
So
what
all in
this
here is all the
I don't have a
acres.
problem with it.
There's
I don't
only
think
see
it's-
Patricia.
What is that, letters?
That's Weathersfield. There's houses, if they make 10,000 square feet, you're lucky, they're 8,000 square foot lots. The town just approved off of Center Street, you know where that is, Center Street, that development there, right at the top of the hill, before you get to the light, that's 129 houses on 8,000 square foot lots. They're insane. It was the old, it was the Prado property, and then it was somebody else's property, then Eastland bought it and put all the houses in there. The good news is, there's one group of ethnic group that's a whole house have been sold to, it's the Indians, so I guess we don't have to worry about it. They should be able to get along with each other, I think. And they're moving them down here for a reason, they're building a church on South Main Street, where there used to be the town light power equipment across from the condo.
Bill can answer.
Yeah. so,
I'm sure.
yeah.
So they're building.
They're gonna build a church there. That's all built.
Right now.
The last house was put up, 129
I
houses.
know,
The town's insane along it. But,
The smoke shop going,
yeah, he's gonna abstain.
no, yeah, but did you send a registered mail?
No,
You can't do it. You can't. prove it.
time out.
Okay,
Here's the deal.
okay,
Spoke with legal on this.
okay.
They said that we basically have two options here. One is cleaner, both are viable. Option A, we call them in, we hold a hearing, we tell them, we pull the permit. That one requires a little bit more work. We can do that. That's a little bit more immediate.
Fine,
That's option A.
okay,
Option B, we can still essentially do the same thing, but instead of saying we're going to pull the permit, because it's already September, we call them in and we say, we're not gonna renew you next year because you haven't opened.
correct,
The reasoning, the justification behind that is something called a pocket license.
fine,
The way it was explained to me by the lawyers was that when you have a license like that in a town, say a liquor license, a tobacco license. Once you limit the number of them, that then becomes a valuable commodity.
Right.
Yeah.
So by holding it and not using it, you are taking away from someone who could be using it. Now now the question becomes really for the board, do we not renew their permit and not give it to anyone and go down like we've been
Down.
saying?
If I'm not
That's what we
mistaken,
said,
you pull that permit, it doesn't go to anybody again.
right,
Correct.
So now we go from, let's say we're at 20, we go to 19. That's
Correct.
exactly where we're at.
Correct,
so
Okay,
26,
So we're gonna go down.
27 rather.
yes,
Okay, so now we're taking, basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna tell them about their business and the money that they invested in that place and the money that they spent on buying that place. Because they haven't opened yet, we're gonna stop them from opening at all. I don't understand, I guess I'm confused because I don't have a problem with getting rid of tobacco in town.
Right,
yeah,
Okay, I do have a problem with shutting down a business or taking away a business permit, and I understand the pocket thing, in the event that we haven't formally notified them, you can stop by and say, we want you at the next meeting, yeah, whatever, have a good night, I'm not coming.
both of those situations that I just described, to your point, would require a formal,
Okay, then I would say at
So-
that point, we should do that,
yeah,
That's not,
I mean, you can't.
no, no, okay,
when permits are issued and they come out for them, they pay them for the year.
correct,
yes,
So he has a permit paid for this entire year.
correct.
Correct.
So,
I'll make a motion that we formally send them a letter.
Right.
Stating that they will be here for our next meeting,
meeting, right.
at which we will discuss.
We'll do
Why
part
they're
A.
not open.
That's it.
They have to give us a reason for not being
Correct.
open,
okay,
okay?
Yep.
And
It's
I
been a
can,
year.
just to give you a little bit of backstory,
I understand that, but.
Just to give you a little bit of,
Hard time taking some.
That's fine, okay.
so the backstory on this property, when I first came in,
Yeah.
they hadn't opened yet. My understanding was when I first started 2 years ago now, when I first came on, they had held the permit for, I believe at that point, already a year or maybe two,
Close
and,
to,
and had not opened yet.
so now it's
But
4
they're
years.
doing renovations as well.
Yes.
Right.
So.
I just understand, I've been.
There were several issues
Yeah.
that occurred. At one point, there was a falling out between the ownership. There was the name changed. The
Correct.
original permit
Right,
was a place called Two Brothers.
Yeah.
Now it's called Atlas.
right.
So there have been business issues that have occurred that have held them up. Now, there was one point in the, I don't think it was this year. I believe it was last year.
There was, yeah.
Don't quote me though, I can look back on my notes, where they genuinely opened for about a week.
Yeah.
They were open for a week. Everything was going fine. Then I got a call after hours from the fire department because they were calling me into a fire that occurred there.
Right,
And what had happened was they also had tenants there. They had a dumpster that the tenants were supposed to be using. The dumpster company didn't put the dumpster there, so they, instead of logically holding on to their trash or properly getting rid of it, dumped it onto the ground. And then, furthermore, if someone decided it would be a good idea to hold a barbecue, charcoal,
right,
and dump said charcoals onto the trash,
right.
which resulted in a trash fire that almost set the building on fire. So
That is.
I got called out, and upon going into the building, we found out that they should have never been open in the first place because they were in violation of fire, building,
Right.
electrical, and Board of Health.
Right, right,
So what is it now? Are they permitted?
So, the issue that we were running into since then is that we gave them a punch list.
Right.
And they just never came back to us. I've reached out to them a couple times, I've said, hey, the board wants you guys to open, we'd really like you guys to open, what's holding you up? The prospective owner even contacted me directly and said, hey, Dylan, we're looking forward to opening on Monday. I said, that's wonderful. I'm gonna send you my tobacco agent's contact. We have a new tobacco agent. He really wants to meet you. This will be grand. I'm very happy that you're opening. Rick has attempted to go to this business 7 or 8 times
Right.
since he started as tobacco agent, and it's been closed every single time he's gone.
Alright, so again, I'm gonna go back to my thing, let's make a motion, that we send them registered mail from this
Yep.
board.
Right.
Requesting them, telling them they have to be here.
Yeah.
At which point with this letter, state that if they do not show up.
Right.
It will immediately suspend their license for any further business in the town of Bellingham.
Right.
Do something to that effect.
That's fine.
And I have no
Okay.
problem with
Okay.
it, because now we've gone over and above,
Yeah,
Well, we
I think
should
we
do
already have,
to
that's
help the
okay,
business.
that's fine.
okay, and I think that would be the proper.
We never
proper
did
way to
send
go.
a registered letter.
Do I hear a second?
I thought
The
we did.
reason why we didn't was because we have a
Second.
motion and a second.
Okay, okay. All those in favor, say aye.
discussion?
Aye, opposed, abstained. Any discussion?
Oh, I think
Okay,
it's
fine.
like a legitimate
Okay.
way of doing
Thank
it.
you.
Well, it makes it right, because you don't wanna just blindside a company, I mean, I'm a small business.
Okay, so
I'm a small business company.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, so.
I will say, that was
motion
my
passed, we'll
intention,
send a registered
that was
letter
my
to them.
intention from the start.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think. Um,
Excuse me, can you tell me who made the second on that motion?
I did.
Deborah did.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay,
Right, that takes care of that one.
yeah.
okay.
The other
So,
reason why we're only, the two
Seven
reasons why we didn't do that one is because I had to talk to legal and Rick's not here tonight, so he requested to put it off because he's the tobacco agent.
perfect, okay, yes, okay,
So that's the double reason why we're not doing it tonight.
fine, perfect, okay.
So we'll take care of it at the next meeting.
Okay, health agent update, 7 OH, discuss opiate derivatives.
I mean-
Seven of them. Well, several of them.
What about you?
So,
Yeah.
I don't. This was more so just kind of just to have a discussion about it.
Right.
Mr. Martinelli brought it to my attention. He texted me about it and just said, hey, can you look into this for me?
Right, and I had
looked
also
into it.
mentioned this too.
Everyone looked into it.
Right,
Basically 7OH, if you guys remember when we had those Kratom folks come in,
right,
I don't know if you remember from their whole spiel, they were talking about, oh, the Kratom stuff, this stuff is good,
right,
but the, synthetic stuff is bad, or the stuff that's really concentrated is bad. The concentrated stuff, synthetic stuff, 7OH.
7 OH.
So, basically, my understanding, 7-OH, is that it is the active like antagonist in kratom that causes opiate-like effects. It has a strength 13 times the strength of morphine.
So, there've been a
And
lot of deaths and some states
um,
have banned it.
yeah, because basically, it produces a similar effect to, fentanyl, opiates.
Right, yeah.
So, for all we know, there's, to my knowledge, I don't know if the FDA or any sort of above us organization is regulating this in any sort of way. So for all we know, these 7-OH products are not 7-OH, they're fentanyl pills. Or they have other things in them, because when you just fabricate a pill at a pill factory, you can put whatever you want in it.
Right.
And if it's not regulated,
Right.
no one knows.
Can we motion to keep it out of our town?
Are there
Well,
other
here's the thing, when
communities
I
that
heard
do
this, we were in
anything like that?
Florida,
Yeah.
so state of Florida, state of New Jersey, a few of the states had totally banned it, the Attorney General came and spoke, so the bottom line was, I'm saying, geez, I've heard of this before. When we passed our, we call it mind altering
I don't
substance,
know
7-OH was listed.
I don't know about specific,
I don't know if
towns.
Massachusetts done it.
But I know that, and forgive me, I don't know if it's in the packet. If it's not, I'd be happy to get it for you. We actually got a letter from, I think it might have been what you were talking about, from I think it was Mass Attorney General.
Okay, good.
That was like, hey, this is a bad thing that's
Yeah.
coming in Mass, like, don't like, kind of like just a notice on it. And so Mass folks have been made aware of it.
But as a town.
As a town, I think,
I mean, I have no problem being the first town to say. we don't
no,
want
I think,
No,
I
I'm
think we,
saying-
I think we
A
should.
regulation for
Something
mind
that
altering,
would help the
this was
police.
in it.
No,
Yes.
yeah, opioids is
Oh,
my
you
old.
put that in last month's. meeting.
Yes, so,
Opioids
oh,
are
yeah.
my old-
Not mind altering.
sorry, Debbie brought up a good thing. So I already reached out to the police
Okay,
about it. I told them, I was like, hey, this was brought to my attention. I was wondering if you're seeing any issues with this. The only issue is that the police, when it comes to opiate overdoses, they don't know what caused the overdose. They just show up and do what they gotta do to try to save the person's life.
Right.
or
So,
fire department, same thing.
um,
Naloxone or whatever it is. you know.
they did say, however, that they agree with us and they'll back us up with any sort of regulation that we were to implement. Now, the only question really becomes, do we want to make a motion tonight? Or should I write a true reg
Okay,
that is passed at the next meeting with all 5 members?
I think.
I think that's a good idea.
I'll let you go, Rick.
Does that sound good?
Okay, that's fine, okay.
So that way, I'll just do it that way, I think. So that way it's clearly written out, we don't have to ask any questions or anything, so.
Okay, got it, that works for me. Okay, 29 Douglas Drive, that sounds familiar, that.
Yeah, that house I'm working on, possible condemnation.
Okay, fine.
That's basically where I'm at.
That was
with
one of it across from that lady.
Sorry.
It's a house, basically, they've got a litany of issues. Essentially, they gutted the kitchen and never rebuilt it. So there's folks living in there with no oven, no running water, no countertops, no sink, no,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
They-
yeah.
they're really not, they're living in squalor, and so. I'm really just, at this point, working with legal on the steps that I need to take
Okay.
properly, for notification of condemnation. And kind of the steps moving forward, so that's kind of where I'm at with that one. And then
We've been out to that property, I recall it.
we went out, I think last year,
Yeah.
but yeah, so.
Yeah, okay, fine.
And then, as far as the Title V regs, this one's pretty easy. I did hear back from council, we have to do 14 days. But we should be able to do both of them.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Just, so I just need to do a little bit of homework, write something up. The only thing that I'm gonna have to get creative with that he was telling me is that I need to justify the 1,500 gallon dual compartment regulation, and some of the suggestions that he was saying don't apply to Bellingham. Like, for example, he was saying, oh, do you have town sewer and town water? And when I told him yes, he was like, crap. Because if we didn't, we can, in the whole town is Title V,
Right.
then we can implement stricter Title V regs, because we can say, oh, the whole town's Title V, we gotta implement it, it's stricter.
Right.
Because it's kind of quasi,
Yeah.
We
there's
don't
very
have as
little
much pull
sewer,
there.
But there's town water for everybody almost.
the other thing is too, he was like, oh, maybe if you have like poor soils, you can maybe,
Some places we do.
you
some
can
places
say,
we
and I
don't.
was like, 95% of Bellingham is fantastic soils.
Yeah.
Right, right.
So that also doesn't really apply. So I need to get creative with my wording on it, but really all that needs is just, I just need to put it together. He said that we can definitely, the fat soil and grease one, that's easy.
Yeah.
Cause that's just changing an or to an and the justification is for
Right.
Charles River pollution.
Fine.
So that's the easy
Yeah,
one.
that's fine.
And he said we can do them together
Fine.
because they're both Title V. So it'll be the same notice. It'll be a cleanup of both regs. We'll do it one fell swoop, call it a day.
Okay, so back to the discussion of condemning the property. So you're working with, you're gonna put something together, so we have enough grounds, I think, right there.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely, okay.
I just need the issue really that I'm running into is that because I've never really done this before, I just need to make sure that I'm doing it the right way, because I don't want to jump the gun
Right.
and have it backfire in my face because I didn't say properly notify, or like because the regulation says I have to give them a certain amount of time, or like,
These people living there.
yes.
Yeah, I gave him 14 days when I condemned the property.
no.
So to give you a little bit more backstory, because you weren't here in the last meeting, they were previously given a 30-day order to correct other items. And this letter that you're looking at in the packet
Yeah.
is the result of the re-inspection after they were already given 30 days.
So that's pretty
But they
bad.
didn't do nothing.
But not by law, if the people that are, they're renters,
There's one renter, it's a very
Yeah, right.
it's a very confusing scenario.
right?
Yeah.
But isn't the responsibility of these people who can't maintain a place,
The landlord.
the landlord,
Yep.
Right.
to place the renter in suitable housing?
Yep. Well, the renter is already working with housing authority to
Okay.
get proper housing.
Okay.
I've been working with everyone involved in the situation and making sure that no one's, homeless,
Right.
Right.
obviously. But, yeah, I mean, really, it's just not a good situation over there. So I'm just I'm working through what I gotta do.
Okay,
on my
fine.
end. But
Thanks.
You make the motion, please, don't.
I make a motion. Pay VNA $670.
Okay. Second,
I'll second.
second, okay.
Betterments don't
All in favor,
require,
say aye. Aye, opposed, abstained.
Sorry?
betterments don't require, a motion, you just need to sign them, so we can,
Not as a betterment, $670.
Just need to.
No, that's to be.
no, there's another betterment agreement to be signed, but it doesn't require a motion. So we can,
I haven't seen anything yet.
We can, The next meeting is October 7th of
Yep.
2025. I make a motion to adjourn.
Wait, did we do the signing of these agreements?
No, you gotta sign, you gotta sign.
Yeah,
We
sorry.
don't have to vote on it.
you don't have to, they don't require a motion.
Okay.
You just need to put John Hancock.
Okay, all
There's
those
a
in
second.
favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, so carried.
Nay,
Have a good night, Laura.
Thank you, Laura.
I don't wanna go home, I said nay.
Good night.